Liberty by Anonymous. 'Tis liberty alone that gives the flower of fleeting life its luster and perfume, and we are weeds without it. All constraint, except what wisdom lays on evil men, is evil, hurts the faculties, impedes their progress in the road of science, blinds the eyesight of discovery, and begets, in those that suffer it, a sordid mind bestial, a meager intellect, unfit to be the tenant of man's noble form. Thee therefore still, blameworthy as thou art, with all thy loss of empire, and though squeezed by public exigence, till annual food fails for the craving hunger of the state, thee I account still happy, and the chief among the nations, seeing thou art free, my native nook of earth. Thy clime is rude, replete with vapors, and disposes much all hearts to sadness, and none more than mine. Thine unadulterate manners are less soft and plausible than social life requires, and thou hast need of discipline and art, to give thee what politer France receives from nature's bounty, that humane address and sweetness, without which no pleasure is in converse, either starved by cold reserve, or flushed with fierce dispute, a senseless brawl, yet being free, I love thee. For the sake of that one feature can be well content, discracked as thou hast been, poor as thou art, to seek no sublunary rest beside. But once enslaved, farewell. I could endure chains nowhere patiently, and chains at home, where I am free by birthright, not at all. Then what were left of roughness in the grain of British natures, wanting its excuse that it belongs to freemen, would disgust and shock me. I should then with double pain feel all the rigor of thy fickle clime, and if I must bewail the blessing lost, for which our Hamptons and our Sydneys bled, I would at least bewail it under skies milder, among a people less austere, in scenes which, having never known me free, would not reproach me with the loss I felt. Do I forebode impossible events, and tremble at vain dreams? Heaven grant I may, but the age of virtuous politics is past, and we are deep in that of cold pretense. Patriots are grown too shrewd to be sincere, and we too wise to trust them. He that takes deep in his soft credulity the stamp designed by loud declaimers on the part of liberty, themselves the slaves of lust, incurs derision for his easy faith and lack of knowledge, and with cause enough. For when was public virtue to be found? Where private was not. Can he love the whole who loves no part? He be a nation's friend who is in truth the friend of no man there. Can he be strenuous in his country's cause, who slights the charities for whose dear sake that country, if at all, must be beloved? Calhoun. Notes Hampton, Sydney. See previous note on them. He that takes deep in his soft credulity, and 100. 1. He that credulously takes in the impression which demagogues, who claim to speak on behalf of liberty, intend that he should take. Delude, a violent torrent, displacing earth in its course. Strid, a yawning chasm between rocks. The Battle of Culloden, 1746, closed the Jacobite rebellion of 1745 by the defeat of the Highlanders, and with it the last hopes of the Stuart cause. The Duke of Cumberland was the leader of the Hanoverian army.